The year is 1939. As a crimson dusk bleeds across the wild, snow-shrouded forests of Finland, a column of Soviet soldiers trudges through the unforgiving, frozen landscape. This is the dawn of the Winter War, Stalin's brutal invasion, a conflict the Finns call talvisota. As the invaders press forward, a sudden unseen flash erupts from the trees. A man crumples to the ground. The entire column freezes in place. Sniper fire! Get down! Rips through the frigid air as the soldiers dive for any available cover. But another shot rings out, and a second man falls. A terrified whisper spreads through the ranks, a name spoken with dread, Belaya Smert, the White Death. Somewhere in the vast, silent distance, a lone figure, cloaked from head to toe in pure white, becomes one with the wilderness. Concealed by the untamed landscape and banks of snow, he steadies his rifle on his gloved hands, patiently waiting for the next unfortunate soul to cross his path. But who is this phantom, this ghost who haunts the nightmares of every Russian soldier in Finland? He was forged in the rugged woods of Karelia in southern Finland. Simo Häyhä, a born hunter and a natural sharpshooter. He would later say that his life as a farmer hunter and skier was the very foundation of the deadly skill that made him a legendary sniper. Enlisted in the Finnish military since the age of 17, he honed his marksmanship to a razor's edge, dominating one shooting competition after another until his home overflowed with trophies. When war erupted, Simo was deployed to the front lines, a sentinel guarding the Finnish-Russian border. It took no time for his commanding officer to recognize his extraordinary talent. He was unleashed to hunt alone. Ironically, his very first mission was to eliminate an enemy sniper. Simo himself described the deadly duel. My CO tried to take out an enemy sniper with his scoped rifle. This Russian was positioned 400 meters out, relentlessly firing on our lines. Finally, my CO sent for me, pointing out the sniper's suspected location. With one of our lieutenants spotting, the hunt began. At first, there was nothing but a small rock. But after a careful scan, we found him, tucked behind a small mound of snow. I took careful aim with my trusty M2830. The very first shot found its mark. The Soviets' terror of Simo escalated until they resorted to calling down artillery bombardments on any position he was thought to occupy. As Simo later confirmed, the Russians put a lot of effort into trying to kill me. After he eliminated yet another of their snipers, they unleashed hell upon his foxhole. 50 shells landed around me, Simo recalled, but in vain. Despite their overwhelming firepower, all they ever managed was a mere scratch or a torn coat. Simo Häyhä's methods were revolutionary. Unlike his Soviet adversaries, he shunned telescopic sights, favoring the simple reliability of iron sights. He knew scopes could glint in the sun, a fatal mistake that betrayed a sniper's position. He claimed to have dispatched many careless enemies who fell victim to the flash of their own optics. The bitter cold was his ally, layered in thick winter clothing, he was impervious to its bite. On a frigid December day, he would venture into the wilderness to his preferred hunting ground. A snow-laden tree whose low-hanging branches offered perfect concealment overlooking a valley. He would place snow in his mouth to hide the vapor of his breath, then sculpt the snow around him into a natural fortress. With nothing but his daily rations, he would wait. For hours, he would wait with the unyielding patience of a predator, until his quarry, a squad of 4 Soviet soldiers, wandered into his sights. He fired and reloaded with fluid, deadly speed. 4 shots echoed through the silence. 4 men lay still in the snow, their march forever ending. On that day alone, Simo's rifle spoke 25 times, setting a chilling record for sniper kills in a single day and cementing the legend of the White Death in the terrified minds of his enemies. The legend of Simo Häyhä, the invisible hunter, grew so immense that he became a spectre haunting not just the front-line soldiers, but the Soviet High Command itself. They placed a bounty on his head. Eager Soviet snipers flocked to the front, lying in ambush for the ghost. One such hunter set his trap and waited all day. As darkness fell, convinced his target was gone, he stood to leave. A single crack split the air. The Russian never heard the shot that killed him, By the end of January 1940, Simo's official count reached 200 kills. The Finnish government honoured him with a custom-made rifle, though he remained loyal to his trusted MB-2830. His tally continued to climb, reaching the staggering milestone of over 500 confirmed kills in just 100 days of fighting. In early March, he led his men against a massive Red Army assault. As Simo recounted, in the dark forests of Ulismar, we were ordered to counterattack. We moved into position at dawn, crossing a 300-meter swamp. Once across, we charged. The enemy was incredibly close, some only 2 meters away. My rifle performed flawlessly. We forced them to retreat, but a few brave souls stayed behind to fight. Suddenly, a shot from no more than 100 meters away, and I felt the impact. In an instant, a blinding flash. Simo's world narrowed to a tunnel, and then everything went white. The White Death had been struck down by an exploding bullet to the jaw. In the battle's aftermath, his comrades found what they presumed to be his body and placed it among the dead. But then, a soldier noticed a leg twitching in the pile. Incredibly, Simo was alive, though half his face had been obliterated. He lay in a coma for 3 days. By the time he awoke, the war was over. It took 26 surgeries, including bone grafted from his hip, to reconstruct his shattered jaw. After his recovery, he lived out his years in peace on a new farm in the tranquil Finnish countryside. He passed away in 2002, at the remarkable age of 96. Simo Häyhä left behind a legacy as the most lethal sniper in history, a Finnish national hero, and a figure of pure legend. When asked about his wartime service, he simply stated, "I felt nothing toward the enemy. I just fired and reloaded. I shot whenever I saw one, whether he was a commander or not. I'm a lucky man, I never had nightmares. I slept well even during the war. I did what I was told, as well as I could." And when asked how he became the world's deadliest shot, his answer was just one word: practice.